personalized Christmas ornament with your laser? In Aliencell Space, you can turn a name and festive shapes into a cut-ready design in just a few steps. Want to create a personalized Christmas ornament that's ready to cut with the AliencellX1 60 watts diode laser? Let's build one from scratch in Aliencell Space. Start a new project and draw a circle on the canvas from the bottom bar. Lock the aspect ratio and set the circle to 80 millimeters for the finished ornament size. Then use an inset outline to create a neat inner border for your design. Then change the value to -7 millimeters and click confirm. Next, add the festive decorations. Choose library from the bottom bar and select a snowflake from the holiday library. Set it to cut and resize it so it fits comfortably inside the border. Add a Christmas tree as another cut element. Then place both decorations near the edge and leave the center open for the name. Now, personalize the Add the recipient's name as text. And choose Script MT for a handwritten style. Weld the letters together, resize the name, and center it on the ornament. Right-click on the text to convert the text to curves. Then, separate the vectors by clicking Explode as multiple vectors from the right bar so the name becomes part of the final cut artwork rather than editable text. Before cutting, clean up any overlapping shapes. Select the unneeded vectors and click Delete. Use Aliencell's space vector tools to control how the shapes interact with the border. Select all three shapes by clicking on each one while holding Ctrl-Shift to select them together. Choose Flatten Multiple Vectors from the right bar. Then explode the artwork. Then use Boolean Subtract to turn the tree, snowflake, and outer part of the name into clean cutouts instead of overlapping objects. Then join the three pieces together, including the inner part of the name, which must remain connected throughout the process, by using union to create the open details. Every ornament needs a reliable hanging point to make sure it can be displayed securely. Add a bell style element, switch it to cut, and reshape its upper section into a compact, sturdy hanger. Then ungroup and explode the element to access its individual part. Then remove the unnecessary part. Select both the bill shape and the outer ring, then use the union command to combine them into a single subject. Add another small circle, resized to 5 millimeters, and refine the hole and combine paths so the finished ornament can hang securely and cleanly. Select all shapes and choose Subtract to combine everything into one object. Before you send the project to the laser, enable Fill in the engraving view to make sure that all the elements are connected. Then copy the ornament to create the back layer. Next, explode the copied version and delete all of its internal elements, leaving only the outer shape for the background layer. In the machine workspace, position the design accurately on your material. To see exactly where your material will sit, use the snapshot and device camera to view the laser bed behind the canvas. You can also click the AliencellX1 tab to view a live preview of what is happening during each step inside the machine. Then, load your material into the AliencellX1. Place the sheet flat on the bed, align it in the camera view, and secure it with the 4 magnetic clamps so it cannot move during engraving or cutting, and finally, close the LED. Refresh your camera view by clicking the snapshot button. Now you can move your design directly on the real machine bed instead of an empty grid. Next, choose point-based distance measurement and select a reachable point on the workpiece. This sets the focal distance and creates a reliable reference for your material. Finally, configure the cut settings for your board. Select 3 mm basswood plywood and set the ornament outline to cut. Run framing to preview the job boundary. Once the placement looks correct, start processing with the cut operations ready to run together. Make sure not to leave the laser unattended during the laser cutting process. Always monitor the machine closely to ensure safe operation and respond quickly to any unexpected. Your personalized ornament is positioned and ready to cut from 3 mm basswood with the Aliencell X1 60. Subscribe for more Aliencell space tutorials, laser settings, and project ideas.